So might be getting the 20 pounds of minifigures later today, so it might be one of the next clips. So then another page just isn't saving in the Wayback Machine for some reason. Each time I save it, it says it's not being saved, and then it says you can save it here, and then if you click on that and go through it again, then it goes through the process of saving it, and it says a snapshot was made 90 minutes ago, but it can't do anything else. And so then there's that, and so it's just not saving this one for some reason. So I guess I'll have to try that one again later. So then my sister has started with sorting the slopes now. See, we got all four of these. If I'm not mistaken, this thing's actually got some pretty good value. Just putting like the bulky things in there. And there's one of the plate things from the Pirate of the Caribbean ship. I know when I last checked, when I first got this stuff a couple years ago, it was going for like 30 bucks or something. I wonder if it's about the same value now or anything. Then after that, we've just got the 1x modified bricks. Well, and there's the other, well, basically all brick modified. Then wheels, bars, and misc. And then a whole bunch of this stuff here, which is going to go to what I've just started randomly calling the after sort, for after we finish sorting all this stuff. Then there's this stuff, which isn't bulk, so it's not technically part of the same thing. So I'm still not sure yet if the goal of 200 pounds for the minifigures is for when just the bulk stuff is done, because after the bulk stuff is done, before I get to that, I first have to figure out all of this stuff here, which I've been moving there as well and everything like that. But who knows for that. Probably it'll be for by the time all of this stuff is done, because yeah, I'll have to figure that all out. Like that there's like one of the rarest Star Wars sets. Mine is a whole bunch of the parts, but it's like 50% complete of like that AT. It starts with an AT, but that describes like pretty much every single Star Wars vehicle. It's a thing that's like a ship that flies up and picks up the walking walker thingy. You can see by that dark tan thing there. But then, yeah, lots of stuff to do. Should be getting this stuff a couple hours. Lots to do, so see how much can get done. So yeah, just kind of stacking up boxes everywhere. My mom's probably not going to be too happy because I'm putting stuff on the freezer. So hopefully I don't have it here for too long, but it'll probably be here for a while. But then, yeah, so lots of stuff to do. But see if I can get the link to work that wasn't now. Some other interesting and unexpected finds were for these doors. This door was $5. This door was $4. The dark purple doors are from the Mystery Mansion. I think that's what it's called. Let me double check. Yeah, the Mystery Mansion. And so those are a couple bucks. Then the most surprising one is the red doors, which are from this train. And the one Winter Village set, and then the other is a police set, and those ones are about 10-15 bucks each. So those were some really unexpected finds, so it's always good to keep an eye out for those ones. So just got the deal finished, and so yeah, sent the money. So I think I said it before, but just in case there's in a previous vlog or something, paid 2,000 Canadian for this. It's about, including the container weight, 23-ish pounds. Converted to USD, it's about $14.75. So overall, a pretty good deal. Then I was just looking through it a bit, and some of the highlights I found were this armor piece here, which sells between 35 to 50 bucks. Here is 3 Krata. I know that there's a couple more somewhere else, but these things usually sell between $10 to $15 each. So those are always a really nice find. Then, yeah, most of the rest of the parts are, it's a big toss-up. Most of them are in amazing condition, almost like they've never been used before. But then, like, a couple parts here and there are just filthy. It's really weird, but it's like that sometimes, I guess. And I think this one's like burnt almost. I saw the head in here from in that earlier, and it was also looking burnt almost. So yeah, it's just really weird combination, with most being in really good condition. But yeah, at least most are in really good condition, so that's the good part. Then there's just lots of really decent parts, like a soccer ball, which is a couple bucks. Then there was a whole bunch of headdress parts, which I can't see right now. I know they're here because I found like 3 or 4 of them. Not sure where they are. They should be easy to see, but I'm just not seeing them right now. But yeah, there's a couple of them in here, and they go for like $3 to $6 each. There's a weirdly large amount of these Trolls keychains, which I have really no need for. So I'll set those things aside, and who knows what I'll do with them. But there's probably like 20 or 30 of them in here. It affects the weight to some extent, but it's not anything crazy. It's still a good deal even with these guys mixed in. So I'll have to remove all of those. But then, yeah, overall, not bad. Pretty solid stuff. Lots of CMF parts and build minifigure parts. Here's another of the Krata, although that may be one that I put there when I put them back in the container. But yeah, just really solid stuff for the most part. This shield's like $3-4. That's not Lego. See, there's another one of those shields. Those things are in everything. Mine to be a slightly different one than the ones that are there, though. Lots of Statue of Liberty hair pieces, and it's the rubbery type, which is from the CMF, not from the re-release version that has the tough plastic. And yeah, just overall really interesting. Then crown parts, whole bunch of the Batman polybag birthday one, and then some dinosaur parts and everything like that. So yeah, just a really good mix of all sorts of different stuff. That is, his arms are in not so nice condition, although his torso looks completely fine. But yeah, just fun stuff. There's even Star Wars mixed in here. Here's one of these. I thought I had just seen one over here. Wonder if there's two of them. Probably not. I probably just moved it around. But yeah, then this guy here I usually sell for about $15 on eBay and stuff like that. So yeah, just a really fun mix. This book's like $3-4 and everything like that. So yeah, good fun. And is that a sand green? Okay, I thought that was a sand green astromech rag for a minute, and I was like, I've never seen that before. But yeah, just overall pretty good stuff. So I'll get this all bagged up, except for all the troll things, which I'm going to remove, and then add them to the backlog. But yeah, then it's just a really fun lot because there's just random nice things here, like a wolf pack torso, shield, not torso, just mixed in. So yeah, there's just like, it has a lot of CMF stuff, but yeah, it's just, there's lots of everything in here. Or, well, everything is in not just CMF, but also like Castle and stuff like that. And that is not Lego, and stuff like that. And then yeah, you just find some absolutely nasty parts in here like that. And yeah, it's just really weird. And so that stuff goes there. And yeah, just overall pretty nice. So I guess it's time to bag this up, and we'll see how many Trolls minifigures, the keychain versions we have. I know I already have a whole bunch of the actual figures themselves. As you can see here, I got a whole bunch of the polybags at one time. I think I got like 30 or 40 polybags, and that was like the only time I've ever seen a polybag on sale for $1 or something like that. And so I picked up all of them, and that was years ago. They just don't sell that well. That's a plain dark gray torso. You don't see that every day. Let's actually look that up. That probably has some nice value. Let's see here. Dark gray torso, arms, dark gray, light gray. And then that'll be the first result. So that is only 7 sold and 14 available, so quite rare. And it's from these snowboarders. So it's not from anything too crazy, but I'm wondering if we look at the thing on this first page, these ones were patterned. But then if we go here and dark gray and then parts, and I wonder if there is one of these in dark gray as well. Yes, there is. So if I can just swap out the hands from light gray to dark gray, it brings it up from a $2 to $3 torso to a $9 to $12 torso. And that is from which figure? I'm thinking it's from the one Dragon Hunter, maybe from the old Orient line. Yeah, Dragon Fortress Guardian. I don't know why I said Hunter. But yeah, then time to bag this all up. There's another shield from classic Castle stuff. There, it's a bit dirty, so I'll have to wash some of it for sure. Even just found a or a sing hairpiece. I think last time I got one of these, I paid about $10, maybe a little bit more for it. So yeah, definitely a lot of real interesting things. And the pile of trolls is growing, but I don't think that they just kind of bought these and threw them in. I think they were in here from the start, because like you can just see multiple of them, they're just like completely rusted over. So what my assumption is I'm not really finding any parts from like the past 5 to 10 years. There might be a couple that I might have missed. I think there's like the one Batman CMF, but even that's probably almost 10 years old at this point. But then what I'm assuming happened is someone bought a whole bunch of these, just threw them under their staircase and just left them, and so then that's why they're here. Although these things themselves are actually, what year are those from? Because I know that they were a thing a while ago. Trolls keychain, no idea how old these things are, and I think that's 2 words. So what year were these released? 2020. So these things are, yeah, about 4 years old at this point. So yeah, they could have just, someone bought a whole bunch of stuff over the years, threw them in this box and just left them, and then stuff started rusting and getting dirty, probably under a staircase or something. And yeah, that's probably explains why it's such a mix of really good condition and then just some really poor condition. It's a black Zamorsphere. I don't know if I've ever actually seen one of those before. It's always different colors. Let's see. On here, Zamorsphere, black, $1. Not anything too crazy. I've just never seen one of those before. But yeah, still just finding a couple more of these in, so I'll weigh them once it's all done. But this is probably like 2-3 pounds of them. So yeah, interesting overall, but just still filling up the bags to try and get the weight from all of the different stuff. So just finished bagging it up. So let's just quickly check the weight of all of the trolls things. So yeah, much less than I thought. Only 1.4 pounds of trolls. I was expecting 2 to 3 pounds. But there is that there. So I'm honestly not too worried about that. And what has that troll gone through that its head is almost able, well, not almost, it's fully able to be separated. Well, that is not normal, but it's interesting. Can't say I ever knew that there's a hole there. I just thought it was kind of glued or something in a weird way, but I always knew that the heads could move, so it couldn't be glued per se, but never really knew it was quite like that. But wonder, yeah, who knows. But that's done now, so then let's get the calculator on the computer up, if I can find the button. There it is. Then we've got the calculator up here, so what we can do is then grab the first one. So that is 2.06. And then the next one, this was the lightest one. It's the smallest. I didn't quite fill up the bag. And then the next one is 2.67. Then we've got 2.93 plus 3.4 plus 3.21 plus 3, and then plus 2.67, and that ends up with just shy of 20 pounds. So about what I was expecting. It was 23 pounds. So I realistically was expecting about 20 pounds. So excluding the weight of the container and excluding all of the trolls, it's what I was expecting. So honestly, not bad at all. At the end, I was just picking them out of the container because I didn't want to get all this weird dust stuff in the bag. But yeah, then going to put this stuff on the counter and just finishing up with archiving. Only have these ones here left for all of the parts that are going to be merged. So I'll get to work on that. Hopefully finish that up. But yeah, overall, it's all bagged up, so good deal. So it's now all added to the pile, and I'd say that looks pretty cool. So yeah, should be, once we have everything from the States, around the 70 to 80 pound mark. I honestly have no idea at this point. So yeah, almost halfway to the goal, but we're going through the bulk a little bit quick, so starting to wonder if we'll have enough time to get the 200-pound goal. So yeah, then since so many of these are just rusted and stuff like that, like most of them are, like there's very few that aren't, like just another one here. And some of them, it's not rusted per se, but then others will have just random stuff on them and damage to them and stuff like that. What I'm probably going to end up doing is trying to just salvage the arms. And since those things are practically worth more than the entire figure themselves, it's probably like 20 cents minimum for each of the hands, so 40, and then at least 25 cents for each of the arms, so probably $1 per one of these that I can get from those. So yeah, then I'll just salvage those, and then the rest, realistically, no one's gonna buy a whole bunch of armless Trolls figures, so I know it's something most people don't like to do, but probably gonna end up in the garbage after that, because these things are rusted. So it's not like, if I could just give these to someone, I might, but since they're rusted, that just takes away that option. I'm not going to donate them. That's just mean. And then so if I take the arms off, then absolutely no one would want them on eBay, and even if I did leave the arms on, probably no one would want them because they're rusted, so there's practically no use for them. So I'll salvage what I can, but then the rest of it, I unfortunately doesn't really have any use, so it'll probably be thrown out. So yeah, just separated all of the arms, so that can be saved. And then I was just thinking, what might be able to be done to save a little bit more from them is, my dad collects scrap metals, so then I might see if he wants to just, like, if he cuts there with some good cutters, it might be a somewhat simple thing, and then he could probably get half a pound of metal. It's not really worth that much or anything like that, but then I would salvage the metal, which then could go to the scrap metal yard eventually with the rest of the stuff. So that might save a bit more. And then the last tiny little bit would go to the energy plant, because I think I looked it up one time. Garbage in Brampton, for the most part, gets sent to an energy plant to get disintegrated. So then at least I think, I'm not sure if I'm misunderstanding how the whole thing works, but it'll go there for the last little bit. But yeah, at least I was able to salvage a little bit, and so it's not a complete waste, at least. So since tomorrow's the 15th, I have to get the list done tonight, and so I was just doing a quick look over the list, comparing it to all the different stuff, and then I found a couple that I had missed somehow. So now I've got 4 archiving tabs open, and I'm just swapping between them, saving pages, and then all that fun stuff. So all of these ones here I had almost missed. It was for these things, then the these things, and then also there was a couple others which I've already finished. So as soon as one more of these finishes, then I can get the very last one there, and then that should be good. But it's already 11:30, but hopefully should be able to finish this, and then tomorrow or sometime when I have time, then I can get this list all nice looking and stuff like that. These are all the different pages that I was working on. So yeah, just waiting for the very last one, and yeah, once it's started to show the saving thing here, then that means it's just about done. So hopefully not too much longer, and then I should be able to have the last one done. Then I'm just going to compare all of these to these, just make sure I didn't miss any, and if I did, get that all cleaned up. But should be able to finish in the next 5-10 minutes, and this one just finished here. So I just open that in a new tab, go here, paste the URL, press enter, and click save page, and that's done. So now I'm going to compare these to these, and also keeping in mind these ones, and hopefully it's all done now. Snow. Yogurt time. So it's now the next day, and for some reason Adobe's open, no idea why. But then, yeah, so now that all of the stuff is archived, now it's time to take all of that and make it actually look somewhat decent. So yeah, it's just all of that blue stuff there, and so that's all there. And so then the goal is to where is it, this page here. So I'm thinking about going to the About Me page on Bricklink, and then adding a link to this description page here on archive itself, and then in the description to then add in all of the links, but not all the main links, but just like the main entry links. So for example, let's just go to a really random part here. this one right here. So then instead of, for example, putting this link in, and then like if it was also in Gears or something like that, putting that stuff in, I would just put in the main link for this one here on here, and then from there people can then navigate to that page, and then they can see what sets it was in and what gear, what minifigures and stuff like that. So that is probably the route I'm gonna go with. So yeah, going to work on that next and see how long it takes, but then that'll be hopefully not take too long, and then I can get back to work. But yeah, then even though today is the 15th, the day of the merge, I have no idea what actual time the merge is taking place, because if you open up some of the different pages, they're still up. They aren't taken down yet. Because I know they said that it might take up to several months before absolutely everything related to it is done. Most of that is going to be for like all the minifigure heads, because they have to renumber a lot of it. And so that's going to be the thing that'll take the longest to do. But then it's not like they've just got everything set up that they press one button and the update goes live. It's gonna be slowly over the next who knows how long. It probably won't be too long before the base entries are all done, but then for like all of the other ones, like the printed and stickered versions, it'll probably be a little while for that stuff there. But yeah, then going to work on that thing now, and then see how it looks when it's done. But then upon looking at it a bit closer, this might not be the best option for this, because although it's like public information, because I'm a store, even if I wanted to hide my name, I couldn't. That's why I don't try to hide it at all, because someone could just place a quote in my store, not even in order to see a quote, and then they have all of my information, so I don't try to hide that. But technically, you're still not allowed to put private information like that. I'm not sure if that applies to last names as well, but it might not work. Also, it wouldn't really make sense, because I was kind of thinking there'd be like a text box here or something like that for where it would be, but it's just kind of like a description for the thing. So then it might not make sense for that to be the best approach. So what I'm thinking instead is, if I go to my About Me page, you can actually add different pages to the side. I can't remember. Oh yeah, add page. So then this would be how do I spell archive? I'll use it from the URL here. Okay, just want to make sure I don't spell it wrong. ARCHIVE. And then I might modify that a little bit, but then I have this archive page on my About Me page, and then here I can put all of the links and stuff like that. So I might go ahead and do that option. So we'll have to see about that. So then this is the design I'm going with right now as an idea. I just wrote work in progress here because other people might see it. So then it just makes more sense for that. And so then just wrote a small thing prior to the February 2024 merge, just so that people know it's related to this merge and not just some random merge that happened some other time. I saved pages of parts that are going to be merged. Below you can see them and archived, and then explaining that you go to the main page for the part, wherever that thing is. Oh yeah, right here. It brings you to the main page for the part. And then from there, you can go and see what sets, minifigures, parts, books, and gears there's part of. And then a note saying that since they're archived pages, they will take longer to load than on Bricklink, and the cookies banner will appear every time, just so that people understand that. And then I host the image from directly on archive.org. So just as an example, if I go to this page here, I can go click on open image in new tab, and that'll bring me to this page right here. And that's the image there, and this one's a thumbnail one, so it's much smaller, but then basically that I host into here, and then I also just put the part number underneath so people can see, and both of these you can click and it'll bring you to the web page, and then the cookies banner will appear as soon as the page finishes loading, I'm pretty sure. And it did not appear, so I guess that's interesting. But then from there, you'll be able to see what sets it's from, minifigures and everything like that. So yeah, then going to get to work on this, just try to finish it all up, but it's slowly making some progress. This is the second iteration attempt. Just tried centering them, but it doesn't quite feel right. And I'm seeing if it's possible to do a grid layout where it's like 5 parts here, 5 parts here, and so on. But that might not be possible because I'm not sure how much CSS can be used considering it's being hosted on Bricklink through the About Me page. But we'll see if we can find a possible workaround because I feel like that would probably be the most optimal option, but not sure if we'll be able to get that. So, I know there's some duplicates, I'm just working things out. Was adjusting it a little bit because the image sizes weren't too nice because I was doing max width but height auto, but then I was just adjusting it a bit so that they all just are basically the same, and like it doesn't weirdly merge the image if it's a different one, because these two are different sizes, but they still take up the same space on the screen, even though like for example, you can see how this image is higher than this image. It still just takes up the same space and you can click in the same area, so the image is adjusted so it's all the same in that sense, despite if the height is a little bit different based off the width and stuff like that. So I was messing around with a little bit of that, and I think 5 across is as good as it would make sense. You can do pretty much as many as you want, I think, because I tried putting another one on the same row and it just made the box bigger, but I think 5 is a nice number. So yeah, then I'll go with that, and then I'll just start filling out the page now with a whole bunch of this stuff. And so yeah, here's what it looks like behind the scenes. Just basically creating a table with max width of 100%, no border or cell space, and just a bit of padding, and then aligning all the text in the center, then basically hosting the image, hosting the link, and then the image, and then using this as the style with the set width and height, but with the object fit thing, so that it, and like all the contain display block stuff, just so that it just keeps the image all nice looking without being weird, because otherwise it'll be cut off or an awkward shape and all that fun stuff. So yeah, then just going to go ahead and start working on this now, because each time I start a new row, I just add a new TR, and then I can enter in the TD, and then close that, then do another one, and then if I want to go to another row, just open another TR after this TR, and all that fun stuff. So yeah, now I'm going to, should be relatively smooth from now on for the rest of the things, so I'll get to work on all that. While working on all of these pages, I did notice a slight issue that I did. As you can see, some of these pages have nothing here, but then other ones do. It's because with how the URLs on Bricklink work, if I tried saving it when I had items for sale or price guide selected, or none of them selected somehow, I think, then it just doesn't really want to save anything there. So I have to make sure I have the color info clicked on before I save it, and then it starts saving everything normally, because otherwise it's like missing images, missing random stuff like that. So I am, for the several pages I had the wrong one selected, I am just going back and saving them again, making sure I have the type selected. Although I tried doing that for the first one before I figured out what was going on, but then I saved the wrong thing again, and then I have to wait an hour before I do it again. But yeah, then we'll see what happens. Okay, so capture will start in 3 minutes. They're currently overloaded, but yeah, I'll just wait. I'm in no rush. Well, technically no rush, you could say, because it's at some point at any time basically this stuff could get wiped, but I'll just get back to work. Yeah, something just is not working with trying to save any pages today. Everything's just opening all weird like this, so I'm not sure if I can fix any of that stuff from the other ones, but luckily it's nothing too major. All it means is that for one of them, there's no image, although that image did save here. But then it's like, see, didn't save this one, did save this one, but then everything else on the page is getting messed up as if there's no CSS or something. But yeah, who knows? I'll see if I can try later to save this one, but worst case scenario, you have to click on the image here and then it works, but who knows? So then now finally it's done, so I posted on Bricklink just so that more people can see for all of that stuff there, just explaining it a little bit. And so yeah, then on this page here, it's got the download link for all of the head types. That brings you to this page here, which is you can download right here, all of these stuff, and this is the thingamajig for Brick Store. Not sure if it's supposed to be a torrent. 5 files, and nope, 5 original, or no, show all. And then go and then click on this one here. I'm not sure. Might have been this one here. And then find it on Brick Store by opening that up. Oh yeah, it's already open on Brick Store. But yeah, then this is the one with all of the lists from what I made a while back that has every single blocked hollow and blocked hollow combination and solid and all that fun stuff all sorted out. And so there's all of that stuff. So that's done there now. And then yeah, just some nice notes to explain it on that page, and then everything there. I got rid of the one of these things that I had on this list. I have no idea why I had it here. It was part 2424, and it's not getting merged. It's got a completely different design. It's not like a variant, it's just a completely separate design. I don't know why I had that on this list, but then I removed that. But then everything else is on here, and some of the parts on here aren't being merged. I think these ones might not be. I'm not entirely sure though, the connections between the studs, but I'm just leaving that all on until after the merge. Also, I don't think this one here is being merged or one of those, but I'm just leaving all of that until it's all died down, and then once I've confirmed some of the stuff is for sure having no chance of being removed, then going to update this and remove the ones that don't have issues and stuff like that. And then also some of them are just acting a bit funny, like if you go to this page here, and then let that load, then if you try to click on minifigures, it will say that the page isn't found. So I resaved that page, but then I don't have it here anymore, but then I resaved it, and then it stopped working for the CSS for the main page. So this one, the page looks fine, but that link doesn't work. The other one, that link does work, but the page doesn't look good. So I'm just waiting till the cooldown, which is once per hour for saving a page, is done. And then I will go ahead and update that. But for the most part, it should be done now. So that is all saved. So then ultimately well, I mean, it'll be much more difficult to access for the regular user, but at least none of that stuff is being lost. So then I guess I should probably start pulling orders or something now. But yeah, finally done. But then one thing that was brought to my attention on the forums real quick was that on these pages here, although the pages themselves work, if you click on summary and then click on like line, for example, the page isn't saved because that works slightly differently. So unfortunately that's not saved, so you wouldn't be able to do that. But what you could do is go back to the list with images page, and then as soon as that loads, then accept cookies again, and then do control find, and then just type in line, and then you should be able to find it that way, or just simply scroll to that point in the page, because yeah, unfortunately the other thing won't work. That would be way too much to do right now, as it would involve having to save all of these links here. And yes, I could technically do the option on the web archive to save all outlinks, but then that would save all of these links and all of these links and all of these links and all of these links on every single page, and that would take a very long time. So unfortunately, that's not really possible. So just sold some hockey cards again. So sold number 3 here, then number 33, which is here, and then I think it was 127, which would be right here, and there's a floof on that one. But then yeah, so sold 3 hockey cards, and so the buyer sent some really confusing messages. And I have eBay auto offers turned on, so I think I sent an offer automatically of this one here or something, and then they accepted it, and then sent counter offers on these 2, and then sent me a really confusing message saying that I somehow tricked them into buying that one, even though I didn't do anything. I'm really confused by that. But they never asked to cancel it or anything like that. Maybe they were just trying to justify buying it or something. I don't know. But either way, sold these 3 hockey cards. I think this one was like $3 or $4. This one was like $8, and this one was like $4. I'll double check the values real quick. So this was $8, this was $3.25, and this was $6.17. So all in all, that was like a $17 order plus tax and shipping, and that's Canadian, so it's like $12 or something, USD, or maybe a little bit more, I don't know. So the moment of truth for this next attempt: will this page be saved? Will it have a working link and look good? Neither, or one? Let's let it load, and of course the styling is not working. So as you can see, the link probably works, but that's just really weird looking. And then yeah, this link works because it hasn't crashed yet. So then what I'll do is go here, and I may see the problem now. As you can see on this one here, there was nothing saved on the URL. It's just part equals 32064, but it doesn't have the hashtag type equals part. I think that's what it means, or type is price guide or whatever. So that might have been the mistake there. So I'll need to wait another hour and then copy this URL, and then it should work. So attempt number 4, will this page be working now? I made sure I got the one with the proper thing at the end. So let's see, and no, it is still not working, even with the T equals C thing at the end. I don't know what's with it, but who knows? I'll try a few more times, but yeah, not really sure what else can be done, because although it says that the one page isn't found, like if you look here, it'll look at the bottom thing there for all of the matching link things there. So even though that page does exist now, well, I mean, this one here, it'll work fine because it was checking for that page after it was made or something. But if you make this page first and then make these, it might not work or something. I don't know. It's really confusing. But I'll try some other options later, but maybe it'll just work tomorrow if this page is still here tomorrow. I know one of these things wasn't being merged. I don't know which one, but we'll see if we can do anything. Yogurt time. So the merge is now underway. It's not like it's going to be happening very fast. I think I said that already. But it's today is the 16th. It's already 7 p.m. They've merged the one slope here, another slope, and another slope, and another slope. But that's all. Yesterday they merged the 1x3 bricks for just the frosted, and then nothing else. And then the day before is just some renumbering because it was before the 15th. But yeah, it's gonna take a little while, but that's good because I still need to try to fix a couple links in the archive thing. So I'll work on that for a little bit, but then I really need to start getting to work. So then, while working on just finalizing all the stuff before the merge, because the merge is starting to take place, but I think I already showed that, but just in case I didn't, you can see the merge log on Bricklink, and yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I already just showed that, but so yeah, then while working on some of the pages, just try and get it all done before things get merged, because although it is past the 15th, it's going to be a little while. I was trying to figure out why some of these pages here just weren't saving the stuff here, but then other ones were saving all of the stuff here. Like for example, this one here, it just shows that, but then this whole area is blank. But then on this one, it shows all of the color information. And so I couldn't figure it out for a long time until I realized that I was saving it the wrong way. For example, if I go and type in 4855 and then click on that part, the URL will look like this. It's a longer URL that has more information with like the item name in the URL itself. But then if you were to click on this one here, and then I'll just click back to this one just to show the same example, and then click on the URL again, it's a much shorter URL. And this URL here, it causes the pages that look like this, but then if you were to manually type in the part number again, so 4855, and then click on that, you'll get the full URL, and then when you have that one, it works fine. So that's why some of the pages that are saving have this. But then when I would then go to click on the mold variation and then copy that URL, it was the shorter one, and then that wasn't saving it. So I've been working on all that fun stuff, and then I've got an update list thing going to post, but then yeah, just going ahead and slightly updating that. And then I fixed finally the issues with 32064 with all of that fun stuff, and then I'm just going through all these things and just trying to make it all a little bit better because it was all over the place. But now that I've got just the base stuff saved, I can spend just a little bit of time when I should probably be working, but just a little bit of time to just try to make it all a little bit nicer. So yeah, then just to show real quick, I'll close that page, and then here's the old link, which I'll open, and then as you can see here, as it loads, it's loaded, but there's nothing here. And then I just updated the link, so I'll refresh this page and then click on it again, and this is with the newly updated link, and then it will load and it'll have the normal page, so old and new. So making progress. But yeah, it's not even like it's a super consistent thing, because some of them will have the shorter URL, but then save it perfectly fine, although it might be a slightly different URL. Yeah, as you can see, this one has the type equals C, but then this one doesn't, so this one probably won't show it, but it does. So yeah, I have no idea, but it's just like that for some of them, but who knows. But just working on this one right here, because if you click on the sets that it's part of, it'll just say that. So then I just resaved this page, so we'll see if it works this time. Nope, still not going for that one. And I did choose save out links, but it does look like all of the out links are still saving, I think. Let's see, it would be here, so type in parts. Let's see, it would be in sets, but I'm not seeing that on the list of outlinks. Let's hover over it. It would be 2454 and in S. So find 2454 and where is that on the keyboard? Right here, in, and there's only the one for gears apparently, so that's interesting. Then I'll have to try to save it via other method or something. So yeah, finally making some progress on the order that I mentioned several times in the last vlog of getting a whole bunch of stuff together. This is the brick store file, just putting numbers wherever I find all of them. Still have lots left to go. And then I'm adjusting, moving things around a bit between the two wanted lists, because basically if I can find it, then I add it to this list, but if I don't have it, then I move it from that list to this list, and then basically the buyer said that they'll place an order for like these parts separately, but then if I can get these parts, which I don't have for sale, I'm probably explaining it wrong. Basically these parts here I might have in the backlog, so I'll look for them. But if I can't find these parts in the backlog, then I add them to this list here, and then they'll take a look at the store directly and see about that, because I either have them for sale or I don't have any of them. So yeah, just going through some of that stuff, and I've got these parts so far, and some base plates that are elsewhere, and just finished looking through this container here. Took a little while, but we were able to find a whole bunch of the parts for it, so there's that. But yeah, slowly making some progress for this, and all that fun stuff. Updating some of the links still on the archive page thing, so it'll be a little while till that's all done, but it's not like the merge is going to happen overnight, so I should still have time for that, and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to try to make some more progress on that, but we'll see how much I can get done. Some of the pages are just not saving properly, and they take like 3, 4, 5 attempts before it actually saves it. So that's that. There's 2 pages that just aren't saving some of the links for some reason, so those 2 specifically I'll have to see what I can figure out. but all the pages are saved. It's just that the links aren't working when you, like, for example, click on the set link for this item appears in these sets, that the link is saved and the main page is saved, but you can't go to that page from that link. It says page not found. So I'm just trying to get all that stuff to work. So there's that. But then, yeah, probably call it a day soon. So yeah, then just making it even more fun, you can see here we've got this snapshot, which is this link right here. It's just that, nothing special, and as you can see, the header works perfectly fine. Then we go to this page, which has the exact same link, and the header has no styling, so it's just a huge blob, but then the rest of the page displays normally, and then the footer is also all messed up. So yeah, it's just really confusing for some of these. But yeah, then this is the end of the vlog, but today hopefully can find a few more parts for that thing, then also try to finally, I hope, finish with all the archiving stuff, just to get that to look all good, since hopefully now that it's the next day, it should hopefully save the pages properly, but that might just be wishful thinking, because if I can't get those pages after just a few more attempts, then I'm just not going to try to get the header to load normally, because I've tried everything. There's nothing else to really try for that. But then I'll just try to fix the other broken links and stuff like that. But yeah, then lots of stuff to do today. But yeah, this is the end of the vlog. Thank you for watching if you got this far. Today is a Saturday, so the next vlog should be out on Wednesday.